there's something specific I'd love to hear you talk about, which I'm going to ask you in a moment.
Oh, sure.
But for me, what a lot of that is it's to do with the illusion of control. Right. People think that if there's some sort of 7-step system, then they'll be able to do it every time, and that it will always work, and they can relax. Now, what's interesting is if you're already relaxed, and if you know that you're going to be fine if it works out, and you're going to be fine if it doesn't, and that the joy is in throwing yourself into it, it's a lot less attractive to have a set of steps that you have to climb or hoops that you have to jump through. So it really, for me, is as much about that, is if you think that there is a 7-step system that will give you control over the universe, of course you're going to want it until you realize that, A, it doesn't actually work. And the reason it doesn't work isn't because you're not trying hard enough or you've got the wrong system. It's because it doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. And 2, control is nowhere near as much fun as freedom. Right? People think control is the best game in town. It isn't. Freedom is a completely different league than control. The things I was hoping you might be able to talk about, because I've learned so much from you about, are the physics versus engineering.
Yes.
And the learning curve. Because I think the learning curve gets missed out.
Yeah. Well, you know when you said, well, the people are going to say, well, where do I go from here? Suppose I buy those 3 steps.
That's fine, but I need to know how.
Right.
Tell me
See,
how.
In my world, the Sydney Banks' principles of mind, consciousness, and thought is the how, in the sense that as you begin to understand that, you begin to see your relationship to the moment and how your relationship to moment is tied to understanding the role of thought. So all of a sudden, you're seeing what people who throw themselves into their life understand, and people that aren't able to throw themselves in their life don't understand. So to me, honest to God, that is the answer. You get one of his books or listen to people who teach these principles, and that's all it's about, is seeing the relationship, what's involved in being in the moment, getting back to the moment, getting over things. Now, in terms of what you were saying, Michael, like, in my world, a learning curve is the ultimate success. You see what I mean? So if someone wants to, do anything, and their goal is to have a learning curve rather than to end up with a behavior or end up with an outcome, if their goal is to have a learning curve, that is very consistent with the human experience, because people who get closer to the moment and get closer to home, closer to themselves, closer to their hearts, hook in to the intelligence behind life on a stronger basis. And the intelligence behind life provides a learning curve. It provides a learning curve. And it's built in. You don't have to do anything. You just will have a learning curve. Now, if I'm trying to accomplish something, let's say I've decided I want to accomplish something, in the rare eventuality that I decided to do that. Instead of thinking of how to do it, I would just be interested in having thoughts and insights about it. And the thing is, all you have to do is look in that direction and free your mind, and they come. And I would call that the engineering behind that particular thing. But it happens so effortlessly, you can't stop it from happening. It's really interesting. Like, just to give you a simple example, if I was sitting here and I thought, well, maybe I'll, if I'm up tomorrow, maybe I'll stop over and the fitness center. Okay? That influences whether I'm up tomorrow. I mean, it's you can't help it. It's just, it's all a world of thought. You know, and the very fact that I thought that, I'm already different than if I didn't think that. See, it's already happening. The principles in life are already at play. The potential for a learning curve is already set up. The potential for feeling like you're actualizing yourself is already there. We just don't understand that it's already there.